Open source AI voices
are widely available.
but there is absolutely
no single desktop-level application.
Open source or not.
The main reason for
open source communities not
to do what they
are supposed to do
can be summed up
With one single word, parasite.
Parasites only care about themselves.
Exactly why most open
source software is garbage.
They have no humanity.
Today,
this finally has changed
a little.
I have created a
free open source AI voice,
speech generator, and AI power.
Speech learning tool for you.
To use totally free.
Of charge.
This is very high.
Quality designed by me.
For you.
Enjoy.
If you've ever wanted high-quality AI speech on your own computer without turning the whole thing into some giant cloud subscription, FlyingWaves TTS Pro is what I built for that. The idea is simple. One Windows application, multiple text-to-speech engines, local processing, a clean workflow, and enough control to actually make it useful for real work. FlyingWaves currently brings together 4 different TTS engines: Kokoro, ZipVoice, KittenTTS, and Piper. They each have their own strengths, so instead of locking the entire program around one model, I wanted the application to give you choices. Kokoro is one of the main engines. It supports a large collection of built-in voices and gives you a good balance of quality and speed. You can run it using the F16 model or the smaller F8 version depending on what your machine can handle and what you're trying to do. KittenTTS gives you another lightweight option with mini, micro, and nano model choices. These are useful when you want something smaller and faster without needing a huge setup. Piper is included for another reason: language coverage. FlyingWaves includes 17 curated Piper voices covering languages such as Vietnamese, Korean, Urdu, Malayalam, Indonesian, Russian, Ukrainian, Persian, Arabic, Georgian, Polish, Swedish, Bulgarian, German, French, Telugu, and Hungarian. Altogether, the application currently includes 78 built-in voices across 24 language families. And then there's ZipVoice. ZipVoice is where FlyingWaves starts becoming more than a normal text-to-speech front-end. It supports voice cloning, so instead of only selecting a voice from a built-in list, you can create reusable voice profiles from reference audio. You can organize those profiles by language, including American English, British English, and Chinese. You can also use a custom reference voice directly when you don't want to create a permanent profile. The goal here was to make voice cloning practical instead of turning it into a separate research project every time you want to use it. The normal TTS workflow is straightforward. Type or paste your text, choose the engine, model, language, voice, and speed, then generate the audio. But I also wanted FlyingWaves to work for larger jobs. The task system lets you build a queue of synthesis jobs and process them sequentially. Each task keeps its own text and voice configuration, so you can prepare an entire batch and let the program work through it. Projects can be saved and loaded using FlyingWaves project files, so you don't have to recreate a complicated queue every time you reopen the application. The task page also has dedicated progress information, including percentage, elapsed time, and total completion time. The interface is designed so task cards stay consistent instead of randomly stretching when a row isn't full. One feature I spent quite a bit of time on is speak training. This is not just another text box with a play button. Speak training is designed for pronunciation practice. You can select General American English, British RP, Mandarin Chinese, Japanese, Spanish, or Vietnamese. You can record your own voice through the microphone, play it back, save it, then generate the artificial pronunciation for comparison. Depending on the language, FlyingWaves also provides pronunciation information such as IPA, Pinyin, Romaji, or readable Vietnamese syllables. There are also basic lesson phrases built into the training interface, so you can quickly hear and practice common examples without manually entering everything first. For Chinese, FlyingWaves uses its dedicated Chinese pronunciation path. Japanese uses its own Japanese processing path rather than trying to force everything through the same front end. That matters because language processing is one of those things that looks easy until you actually test it properly. When you're finished generating audio, FlyingWaves can save directly to WAV, MP3, or M4A. WAV export is native PCM16, so it doesn't require another codec just to produce a standard uncompressed audio file. MP3 uses LAME and M4A uses FFmpeg. Another important point is that saving audio does not rerun the TTS model. Once FlyingWaves has successfully generated the PCM audio, that result can be reused for playback and saving. That sounds obvious, but it makes the application much nicer to work with, especially when synthesis itself is expensive. I also wanted the program to behave like normal desktop software. Settings are persistent. Projects are persistent. The interface is designed for Windows rather than looking like a web page stuffed into a desktop shell. There are separate areas for direct synthesis, task processing, voice management, settings, and training. And because this project is meant to be maintainable, the build system is also part of the design. Dependencies, cleanup, full builds, partial builds, running, and releases all have dedicated scripts. A new computer should be able to start from the source, install the required dependencies, build the application, and reproduce the working environment instead of depending on random files left over from an old machine. The cleanup system also removes generated garbage while preserving things that actually belong to the project, such as models, voices, runtime resources, source dependencies, and test projects that are intentionally included. FlyingWaves TTS Pro is still being developed, and I'm not trying to pretend every model or every language is finished forever. The point is to keep improving the application without destroying the parts that already work. It is local, open source, and released under the GNU GPL version 3 or later. If you want a Windows TTS application that combines multiple AI speech engines, voice cloning, pronunciation training, batch processing, project management, and local audio export in one place, that is what FlyingWaves TTS Pro is built to do.